I view trophy hunting pretty differently from most people, I reckon. For me, it's a form of art appreciation, and that's the healthiest I've ever dealt with it. So if you ever struggled with the need to get something done, or the fear of missing out, or the simple wish to prove to someone or something in the universe that you put in the work and are serious about this hobby, maybe I can give a few words of advice. So let me tell you a story of how I understood what trophies should be used for. My relationship with trophies and achievements has changed massively over the years. At first it was just a fun hobby and a way to keep exploring these vast worlds I loved so much just a little longer. Even though the Nintendo consoles I grew up on didn't have trophies, I still tried to 100% every game that had a percentage tracker in the first place. The first game I remember in this context is Assassin's Creed 3, a feat I never quite accomplished because there was one thing I simply couldn't find in the underground section. Once I switched over to PC, I was done for. I tried compulsively completing every game I started, sitting through hours and hours of mindless grind or frustrating boss resets. Completing games and getting the beautiful little Steam ribbons became a huge part of my personality. It felt good having something to show for it. My father drip-fed me video games pretty much my whole life. I was barely 2 the first time I sat in front of a PC playing Moorhuhn, or Crazy Chicken as you might know it. I played educational games even before that and tried Titan Quest after my 5th birthday. The weekends I stayed with my dad are filled with memories of Skyrim, Borderlands 2 and Dead Space. What I'm trying to say is, trophies had become a way to have something to show. Even if my mom never got my or my father's obsession with digital games and the kids at school never played anything more sophisticated than Mario Kart. Even if no one in the whole world cared for the things I achieved, I did. If someone ever questioned my knowledge on these topics, I could simply show them my accomplishments. That never impressed anyone to my knowledge, but it felt nice anyways. For the majority of my life, trophies were something I used to flaunt around, trying to make my voice heard and trying to make myself visible. Then, later, I was an adult by all metrics but the growing up part. When moving away from home and starting my first degree in university, I chased trophies because I just wasn't able to chase grades as easily anymore. I might not understand anything about electricity, but I can play Assassin's Creed Odyssey with my eyes closed. Being burned out, depressed and far away from home, I longed for this little sound that told me, you accomplished something. I ended up surviving my depression. I moved even further away from home. I started 4 different degrees and finished none. I still hunted trophies through all of it. Even more excessively, I might add. Even if I wasn't able to get anything right, I still knew what success sounded like. Sometime between today and 3 years ago, I started to be okay. I stopped streaming as a means to not feel lonely, I stopped showing my face online, and I stopped worrying about whether people would accept that I knew what I was talking about. I also started a trophy hunting YouTube channel. Ironic, isn't it? I still wanted connection. I still wanted people to see me, to like me, but I realized pretty quickly that I didn't want people to watch my content to rile themselves up on. I didn't want to hate on games I enjoyed by making people believe that one hard trophy ruined 40 hours of gameplay for me, even if it did. I didn't want to be watched because people were excited to see me struggle. Games, for me, are more than the difficulty of their platinum trophies. No shade towards anyone who makes "this platinum ruined my life" content, but I'd like people to, mostly, still want to play the game after I said my piece. And if I didn't want them to, I better have a more thorough reason than this trophy requirement was too hard. So I made this channel here, where I'm talking about concepts and characters and games and ideas instead of their trophies. I still get those. Not to prove anything to me or others, but to show up for the game. There are 100 different ways of defining a game's completion point. Credits, 80% or 100% completion, getting every trophy that more than 10% of players earned, getting the platinum, playing through the DLCs, beating the game on New Game Plus. Everyone kinda decides for themselves where this endpoint is. For me, it's the platinum. I would argue that the platinum includes everything the developers thought reasonable to achieve. It's usually not equal to 100% completion. It usually doesn't require you to beat the final super boss hitless. It's what the devs think is achievable for a big portion of players. most devs at least. For me, getting the platinum means appreciating this piece of art in a way and to a degree its makers wanted me to. Everything they wanted me to see and experience should be in there. Video games are art. They hide incredible writing, talent, and rewards behind optional challenges. They build whole game modes and levels and bosses in full anticipation that only a tiny percentage of the players will ever see them. Some games hide incredible things right behind their most tedious trophies. Something I find so unbelievably brave. Imagine creating the best art you ever made simply to put it behind a barrier most people won't even come across, nor cross. Video games are art, beautiful pieces of art that are filled to the brim with people's passions and ideas. And I don't need to experience every piece of art to its fullest, but I would very much like to explore it thoroughly before attempting to dissect or judge it. That's my aim at least, even if it's not always possible. So, if you hoped for any advice on how to escape the death grip that is trophy hunting, I fear I don't have any. I am still firmly stuck in place. But I'd suggest finding a real good reason to do it. Not to impress others, not to impress yourself, but to appreciate something about a piece of media you might not be able to experience otherwise. Games are fun, trophies should be too, and art is supposed to be enjoyed by you, instead of completed. Until then, I am Beaker, and we did a lot of things today.